Hi guys, welcome back, or welcome if you're new here.
Kissing and hope the cutters, whether they like it or not. I wanna show you up. I wanna show you up.
I have my little sidekick here as always, and I'm currently 6 months postpartum, and I wanted to film a what I eat in a day as a breastfeeding mom who lifts. I currently track macros and ingredients, but I am not a believer in the whole if it fits your macros way of thinking, because I believe in filling your body with foods that have nutrients and that make you feel good, that nourish your body, instead of with empty ultra processed foods that aren't even really foods to just meet your macros but aren't actually providing your body with any nutrients that it needs. And in reality, it's likely hindering your fitness goals, causing bloating, joint pain, and all the things. If you guys are keeping up with me and you watched my last vlog or saw on my Instagram story, you know that I already filmed this, which I'm not really gonna complain because I'm blessed enough to have so much food in my kitchen that I can keep cooking every day and have a million what I eat in a day videos to film, so you know, it's okay. But that was on my last leg day on Wednesday when I tried to film this. It's now Saturday and we have glutes today, so perfect timing to refilm a what I eat in a day leg day edition. I'm currently drinking my water. Before I eat anything, I make sure to have at least a liter. I believe the Yeti is 36 ounces, so I have 36 ounces of water every morning on an empty stomach before I eat or drink anything else. And really quickly, before we get into the goods, I'm not the type of person who advocates for weighing yourself every day or for fixating on the scale. But when I was pregnant, I did make a note to kind of keep track of how much weight I gained throughout my pregnancy and then how I lost that weight freshly postpartum. As some of you guys may know, I had a C-section with Jackson. Even though I had the most perfect, amazing, smooth pregnancy, worked out and tracked my macros the entire time, but baby boy was breech, and I found out at about 34 weeks, and at that point he was a big boy. He was too big to turn back around. So I ended up having to schedule a C-section for 39 weeks and 1 day. And I just wanted to share it with you guys because it's kind of crazy and amazing what women's bodies are capable of and what they were made to do. So pre-pregnancy, I was 157 pounds, I have in my notes. Then at 30 weeks pregnant, so we're jumping to the end to see my weight gain, I was 171.6 pounds. And my final weigh-in at 39 weeks and 1 day was 174 pounds. So that is a 17-pound weight gain throughout my entire pregnancy, completely healthy and completely normal. And then we have postpartum. So 5 days postpartum, I was already 163.2. So in 5 days, I already lost like 10 pounds. Like, that's insane. But I mean, obviously I had an 8-pound baby plus the placenta and all the things, so that's normal. Then 11 days postpartum, I was 151.2, another over 10 pounds. And then at 16 days postpartum, I was back at 149.8, which is under my pre-pregnancy weight, almost 10 pounds under, and I'm still currently 149 pounds. So I'm still currently nearly 10 pounds under pre-pregnancy weight, and I am so happy with my body, and I honestly love my body even more now than I did before I had a baby. And I'm telling that to you guys because I'm here to inspire mamas. If you're coming towards the end of your pregnancy and you're into fitness, or you want to better yourself, or if you're postpartum and you're struggling with your body image, you can get your body back and better than it was before. You just have to be consistent, and I would love to give you all the tips and tricks that I have come across. So let's get into the kitchen and let's make some breakfast. First things first, my beef bone broth. I use this brand Kettle and Fire ever since I became freshly postpartum. Like I just mentioned to you guys, I did have to have a C-section, and when I found that out and I was planning my C-section, of course my algorithm was putting a bunch of C-section videos on my page, and I had this one girl who looked amazing postpartum and she had a C-section, and she swore by drinking bone broth, specifically chicken bone broth, because it had benefits in tissue repair, as she had a C-section. So I immediately ordered my bone broth to have ready for me postpartum, and I actually had my man come home and bring it to me in the hospital because I had to stay for 3 days after the C-section. So I've been drinking this for quite some time now, 6 months, and I currently only drink the beef one because beef overall has more nutrients for you. And I typically weigh out about 6 to 10 ounces of this every morning. So we are gonna make some cinnamon apple peanut butter protein pancakes. And if you watched my last vlog, I made that for breakfast literally yesterday morning and the morning before that. But that's just my vibe lately, so let's get into it. So for the protein pancakes, you're first gonna need 50 grams of oats. That's how much I'm using. You can adjust these measurements to fit your macros specifically. Then I'm gonna throw in 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 whole egg, and then 150 grams of non-fat Greek yogurt. I'm gonna add in a little splash of water to help with the consistency and blend her up. Hi, baby boy. While these are cooking, I'm gonna make it cinnamon apple style by chopping up an apple, adding in some cinnamon. Then I'm just gonna mix it around with my hands and pop it in the microwave for 2.5 minutes to soften them up. Trust me, it turns out so good. And these are now ready to flip. Perfect. So this made me 5 pretty big pancakes, and they are pretty dense. I like to eat them scattered on the plate rather than stacked up because it feels like I'm eating more. I don't know. And this is how the apples come out. It adds such a good juice onto the pancakes too, makes them so moist. I hear you, Jax. Of course, cinnamon apple just seems wrong without some peanut butter. So I am adding a tablespoon of organic natural peanut butter. A macro tracking tip that I'm sure a lot of you already know: if you're eating something like peanut butter or something from the jar, place the jar on the scale and then zero it and then take your measurement, versus putting your plate on it and then having peanut butter stuck on the spoon or the knife, and then you don't waste any peanut butter. So meal 1 is complete. Look how delicious these pancakes look. Got the cinnamon apple pancakes, peanut butter, and my bone broth. Let me pull up the macros of this meal for you guys. So including the bone broth, 596 calories, 68.5 carb, 16.7 grams of fat, and 43.6 grams of protein. Pretty good meal breakdown in my opinion, and great for pre-legs. I'm not the type of person who feels the need to gatekeep my macros or my daily calories or anything like that, because at the end of the day, that's on you if you're gonna copy exactly what I eat, because all of our bodies are wired differently. We all need a different amount of calories and a different macronutrient breakdown. So yeah, take that with a grain of salt and just use these as meal inspo or meal ideas. Sometimes I just eat my pancakes with my hand like a caveman, but I'll use a fork for y'all. The way that peanut butter just makes everything 100 times better. I will catch you guys again when it's time to eat something else. I just made myself a double shot of espresso. It's 11:30 and my man gets home at 12 so I can go train. So I'm going to chop up a white sweet potato so that he can throw it in the air fryer for me like 20 minutes before I'm gonna head home. Funny story, I actually didn't even know that white sweet potatoes were a thing. And when we were in Sprouts like a month ago, I grabbed these potatoes thinking they were russet potatoes. And then I baked them in the oven and I tasted it and I thought it was like rotten or something. I was like, why does it taste like kind of sweet? But they're a thing. They taste just like a sweet potato but less sweet. Like they're like a mixture of baked and sweet in my opinion. I'm just gonna season them with a little bit of sea salt. That's all I wanna use. The air fryer is literally godsend because now I get French fries for my post-workout meal. It is 11:43, so I'm gonna have a little pre-workout snack. I'm gonna have 2 of these organic honey nut rice cakes with some peanut butter and banana on top, along with a scoop of creatine, my pre-workout ritual. Also, before I train, I make sure to have half a gallon of water in me. So pre-workout snack. The macros for This is, I did 2 ounces of banana, so 308 calories, 54.8 carbs, 9.1 grams of fat, and 6.9 grams of protein. I'm gonna eat these and finish my double espresso. I'm likely not gonna bring my camera into the gym, but I will insert my workout clips from my phone after this clip, and then I will see you guys when I'm home for my post-workout meal. I am back home from the gym and changed out of my dirty gym clothes. It's time for post-workout. I told you guys before I left that my man threw in the potatoes that I chopped up into the air fryer, and I'm gonna have that with some skirt steak.
Delicious skirt steak.
I never used to do this until I met my man, but we don't use knives around here. We cut our meat with scissors. It makes it so much easier. I used to think you were weird for doing that.
Yeah, you do.
Steak and the potatoes from the air fryer. And last night for dinner, I cut up some avocados and I mashed them to make some guacamole with some seasoning and some lemon. So I'm also gonna have it with some guac. So here is my post booty day meal. I inserted the clips from my workout, but I'm also posting a voiceover for that workout on my IG and TikTok. So if you wanna know more about it, stay tuned for that. So the macro breakdown for this meal is 566 calories, 53.6 grams of carbs, 22.3 grams of fat, and 33.4 grams of protein. Yeah, Jax. I'm going to enjoy my meal and feed little Jackson because he needs a nap. Gonna get some stretching done, and I will see you when it's time to eat again. It'll probably be my last meal. I'm thinking I'm gonna make some shrimp pasta. It's 5:18 now and it's time for dinner. I just came down from a shower, and before I went into shower, I threw some carrots in the air fryer just with some lemon and some garlic salt. We were at Sprouts yesterday, so we picked up some shrimp. We also got some mahi and salmon fillets, but I'm gonna cook those another night. We haven't had shrimp in such a long time, so we figured we'd switch it up a little bit. The air fryer makes everything so convenient. I could cook these on the skillet, but I feel like they'll turn out crispier and better in the air fryer anyway. So I'm just gonna season these and I'm gonna put some lemon on there. And they'll probably only need like 15-20 minutes in the air fryer, maybe even less. Half of a lemon for now, and then when they're cooked, I'll add another half. And I'm gonna season them with this Cajun seasoning because it's giving seafood vibes. I'm gonna put them in for 20 and then I'm gonna keep checking them to see when they need to be shaken and when they're done. I used to eat white rice all the time, but I honestly never eat rice anymore, so I'm gonna pair my shrimp with pasta. I'm gonna make a little shrimp pasta dish. This is the pasta that I use and that I always use from Barilla brand protein pasta. Angel hair is my favorite kind of pasta. I've tried the thicker noodles or short noodles and I'm just not a fan. The shrimps have been in for 8 minutes. I'm checking on them. Shrimp cooks fast, so I'd say another 5 minutes and those are done. I'm gonna do 4.5 ounces of shrimp. And it's not pasta without cheese, so I'm topping it with some of this Romano cheese. This stuff is literally so good. I'm gonna do 30 grams of this. So here's my final meal, shrimp pasta and a side of carrots. It looks so good. The cheese is the star of the show. So the macros for this meal is 609 calories, 71.2 grams of carbs, 13 grams of fat, and 51.2 grams of protein. Let's try the pasta. We're watching Love is Blind. This is actually the first time I've watched the show because someone said that this season was good, and it's entertaining. I like a good reality TV show. Pasta. It is time for my nightly Ninja Creamy. I'm not gonna deafen you guys with how loud the machine is, so I'll show you when it's time for the mix-ins. I like to freeze mine for at least 6 hours, so I do 250 milliliters of organic whole milk and 5 grams of this cocoa powder, because I find that just the milk by itself doesn't really taste like anything, and the cocoa powder only adds like 20 extra calories and it makes it taste a lot better. We are at the mix-in step, so I am going to add in probably 2 ounces of blueberries and 20 grams of these from Simple Mills. This brand is super good. They have really clean ingredients and they have so many different cookies and treats that you guys can try if you have a Ninja Creamy or if you just want them as a little cleaner ingredient dessert or snack. Here is the finished Ninja Creamy. I have a video dedicated to the Ninja Creamy already on my Instagram and TikTok if you want to see more in depth on how I make it. And I will likely also have one of my lactation cookies, but if I don't, I will adjust the macros on the screen. The next time I make a batch of these, I'm gonna film it for YouTube so you guys can have that recipe on here. And the macros for my dessert, I always save a pretty hefty amount of calories for my dessert. This is like my favorite part of the day, one of my favorite meals. And it keeps me from ever feeling like I need a 10,000 calorie cheat meal or a chocolate cake because I get to eat things that I like every day. 547 calories, 62 carbs, 26.9 fat, and 18.9 protein. You want to say goodbye? You look crazy right now. You need a bath. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's full day of eating. Let me know if you want to see more videos like this or what videos you want to see if you have any ideas on what you want to see. Thank you for spending your time with me. I hope I entertained you and I hope you got some meal ideas out of this. I love you guys and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Say bye, Jax. Say bye. Can you wave? Yeah. Good job. Good job. Bye.
Kissing and hope the colors, whether they like or not. I wanna show you up, I wanna show you up, I wanna